So the president's looking at an infrastructure bill, and Republicans and Democrats are trying to hammer out how that's going to be, what it's going to look like. Do you think a situation like this is a perfect example of something that would benefit from that bill?
Oh, I do think so, absolutely. As we're looking at the infrastructure bill, of course, within our infrastructure proposals, we always have the opportunity for grants, and the RAISE grant would be part of that. So we are trying to hammer out the differences. Large in part what the president has proposed is not entirely focused on roads, bridges, things that we witnessed today as part of this presentation. There's a lot of stress in other areas. So we as Republicans have a counter proposal that we have given to the president. It does focus on things that we typically think of as infrastructure, roads, bridges, waterways, locks and dams. So we're going back and forth now with various counter proposals, and I do hope that we're able to come to a consensus. But it most certainly would help this community with that RAISE grant.
Communist Russia used to have a phrase, they called it painted rust. And are we trying to make sure that America doesn't fall within that same trap of painted rust?
Exactly. So painted rust, doesn't do anything but make it look better. So what we really need to do is a deep dive of our infrastructure and make sure we're not just filling in potholes, but we're actually making sure that any of our road systems, our bridges are sound and can carry on well into the future. So that's what we want to see as infrastructure. We don't just want to doll things up. We want to make sure that they actually work for our communities.
People are familiar with earmarks or pork belly spending versus grants today. Can people understand the difference, or can you help explain the difference between those types of monies that come into communities?
Yes, and I am opposed to earmarking, and others will be in favor of earmarking, but I do see it as the earmarks as just simply saying, I'm Joni Ernst, I want this particular project, without actually weighing the benefits or the merits. The grant proposal system, the way we have it set up, they do have to explain the cost of the project and the benefit that comes with the project. And those that kind of come to the top with that cost-benefit ratio, they are the ones that will then be awarded the grant dollars. So there is a difference between earmarking and actually going through a competitive grant program. So I, of course, prefer the competitive grant program process.
We can get one more question.
All right. And so you're looking at, you have some friends here that are within the State House. Can you explain to me how that relationship between federal and state government agencies helps benefit the citizens?
It is so extremely important, and it works in a way that I have good communication with our members of the state legislature, and so I can take whatever you're working on at the state level and promote that at the federal level as well. We're not working against each other, we're working with each other, and Iowa sees great benefit in that because we do have such a solid relationship with my office, with the local elected officials' offices. We always want to make sure we're working for our constituents, and that's why it works so well.
All righty. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.